I drew the scratchy blanket about my shoulders and ventured out of my cabin at dawn, having gathered my opium-stewed wits during the night. I spotted a windburned member of the crew, the tool belt at her waist hung with rope, bolt cutters, and all manner of strangely shaped tools. Where am I? Oh, you are our mysterious late arrival. How's your head? Tolerable. She rattled her bolt cutters, and I winced. Oh yes, you seem perfectly well. She told me there were plenty, and I endeavored to describe Monsieur Fogg as to distinguish him from the others. Oh! Paid for my ticket from Hong Kong to Yokohama to separate me from my master. Clever bastard. No wonder this trip costed nothing. Fog splits from Valet. Is this end? I hope not. Today I apprehended the cold truth of my situation. I would arrive in Yokohama the following morning without a penny to my name or even a change of clothes, and with no notion of my master's whereabouts. I don't know if I can rely on him to come after me. I was this gentleman's gentleman, and he was my gentleman. Was that not the most inviolable bond of all? Still, I made full use of that Solopard Fix's ticket and attacked the buffet with the gusto of a man who was not sure where his next meal would come from. For indeed, I was not. Almost there to Yokohama. We're losing a lot of time. Copenhagen bomb threats continue. Oh shit. We tethered at Yokohama in the early afternoon. I greeted the waterfront apprehensively, my eyes passing lightly over the sloped-roofed buildings, carriages, and bare cherry trees. I took a deep breath and puffed out my chest. I had been in far worse circumstances than these. With that thought, I stepped foot onto Japanese soil. Less than 30 days. Of course they took pity on me. Seems I still have an opportunity to fulfill my bet. Look at that. Yokohama is going all the way where? I joined the circus! I don't give a shit about that. Where's this going? San Francisco! If I could get to San Francisco, I would be in really great shape. Of course, I do have a really concerning situation right now, don't I? It was, in retrospect, the most ridiculous notion. Sadly, it was the one I chose. I had quickly realized that the matter of how to find my master was entirely secondary to the larger question of ready funds. And no one seemed to need a valet, so I became a performer once more. I volunteered myself to dress up as a lady while flaunting my mustaches, a most demeaning form of entertainment but brought up a notch. I felt by my excellent singing voices and the renditions of classic French ballads with which I kept them entertained. Then, as I blew a final kiss to the crowd, I was struck dumb. Who should be in the audience but my own Monsieur Fogg? I was not ashamed, friends. I ran to my master, who was looking particularly unperturbed by the disturbance I was causing. It is of little consequence, was his only response. Come, we have lodgings to arrange and a journey to continue. Oui, Monsieur Fogg, that we do. I resigned my tenure after a single night. Sorry. So where am I right now? If I wanted to get to San Francisco, that's going to take a long while. Let's sell some of my stuff that I can. Sell that. Sell that, because I can't really utilize it to how I want anymore. And how long is the trip going to be? Okay, I need 3 bags. And I just missed out on going on a ferry today. Oh, it's going to cost 4,000 too. I can go all the way to Manila, but that leads me nowhere really. I think this is the best I can do. I think this is the best I can do. Don't need that anymore. Completed city dwellers set should help. Oh, did I? Oh, I just did that. Huh. Excellent. Alright, gotta wait till tomorrow then. Gotta get my master prepared. Although, is it really a good idea to be rushing to... he's not gonna care either way. He's gonna want to finish that bet. Unless what the guy told me is true. Oh no. The galoshes will be of some assistance. Ooh. That took a lot of my money. That took a lot of my money. 4,000. Good thing I've been saving up, right? I'd have more if I actually got the Chichadong. The Water Lily was a sleek, iron-hulled ship to submarine prototype, captained by a severe American by the name of Wicker, and crewed by a mix of Americans, Chinese, and Japanese who all spoke a kind of salty, curse-studded sailor's English. In addition to the usual complement, the Water Lily carried an entire corps of brass-goggled engineers and a brace of submariners on standby, should the captain call to order to submerge. The rumor was that she was... or she had... a slave ship or a Confederate vessel? Confederate vessel sold off to a private concern in the later, more desperate stages of the Civil War, but I saw no trace of a dark pass aboard. The crew seemed a happy family and welcomed us into their iron-hulled bosom. So once we get over here, it's going to be a long journey. I guess if I can find a way to Las Vegas or Salt Lake City, now we're talking. Now I'm going to be able to actually know where I'm going. The more trains I take, the better, because I have a finished railway set, so... Let's try and get to Cheyenne. Let's try to keep going through the middle here. That's the plan. You know, surprisingly, that whole abduction thing was swept under the rug. I'm wondering why Pastor Purdue is not making a bigger fuss out of this. Our cabin, while hardly spacious, was adequate to our needs. One of the midshipmen come by to show us how to use the pressure seals in case of submersion. In other aspects, I looked forward to a peaceful steamship ocean crossing. I was not to be so lucky. Oh no. Why? Fine, tell me how to get to Las Vegas. Salt Lake City. Oh, yes. Who once took the Transcontinental Express from San Francisco to Salt Lake City. Might not be able to go to Las Vegas, but there we go. Ooh, whoa. Wow. If we can get to San Francisco without issue, then we should be fine. The salty air blew cool and sharp against my face as I opened the door onto the top deck. It was painfully early, and the only passengers awake were a group of Chinese laborers hunched miserably near the stern. One of their number was vomiting copiously into a bucket. I offered him as much space as I could give him. Period. No! Aww. Darn. He's gonna get seasick. He's gonna throw up on my shoes. We're not even close to getting to San Francisco yet. Fuck me, this is gonna be bad. We have 24 days, basically, to get from here. You can't see me pointing, but here to there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. Do not know. I accompanied Monsieur Fogg to a game of whist with a family of American missionaries who were traveling back to San Francisco for a family wedding. My master began strongly, but Mademoiselle Loretta, the eldest girl, had a sharp eye and won several hands in a row. A new round was dealt. I noticed Loretta smile triumphantly at my master and play another winning hand. The minister's daughter accepted Monsieur Fogg's congratulations demurely, though I saw a flash of something altogether unsporting in her eyes as she lowered her lashes. It left a sour taste, and I resolved to steer my master away from any further games with the missionary family. Because, fuck them. Spent today in the company of the Water Lily submariners. They were all hardy men and women who preferred the dim enclosed spaces of the hold to the top deck. Too much sky, one of them said, squinting suspiciously. Her crewmate nodded. All that fresh air. They shuddered collectively and suggested a bracing race to the boiler room. I impressed them with my physical prowess, coming in a respectable fourth just behind their commander. She was a half-Japanese, half-American sailor by the name of Davis. Izumi, to my friends, she said, clapping me heavily on the shoulder. Now, a rematch of your choice. Very well, I declared, and promptly suggested a... Though the submariners were all fit as horses, they had never attempted, for instance, to form a pyramid or walk the length of a corridor on their hands. They competed with me gamely, but admitted themselves outclassed. Commander Davis was even applauded. Izumi nodded as I took my leave. You're not so bad. Thank you. Thank you very much. Alright, so we have a trip to Salt Lake City. So what about getting from Salt Lake City to Albuquerque? Ooh, worth a huge amount in Atlanta. Okay. I'm trying to open up as many possible trips here as I can. Alright, now. See if I can get to Miami. Atlanta's connected to Miami by rail. Interesting. We are all charming, handsome rogues. I will pray for all your souls then. Ooh, harsh. Let's see what opens up here. I chose a few random ones. The ones on the left are usually the closest, so that's what I did. So I'm just looking at what opens up here, hoping that there's some good stuff. Funds are going to be an issue, so I think getting to Albuquerque and then getting to Atlanta, where Rick Grimes might be, will be good. Even though we only have like 20 days. Shit. Actually, that's true. We only do have 20 days. I was climbing the rigging, as exercise of course, and not at all for the purposes of spying on the crew to appease my own rapacious curiosity, when I heard two of the crewmen arguing in a pidgin mix of English and Japanese. I closed my eyes and listened to their voices. Only a few words were audible over the howling of the wind. Shrine, heathen, worship. Before a sudden scream rent the air. One of the sailors was falling from the platform's edge. His body lay still and crumpled on the deck. But I heard a scream in my head for days after. I looked up and managed to catch sight of the fallen sailor's companion, his face still and pallid. Was that guilt in his eyes or merely shocked? He slipped away before the captain arrived, and I followed him. He retired to the crew quarters, and I began to hear the sound of desperate, muttered prayers. Good job. Good job, asshole.